Okay. Okay, this is King George from WHPK Radio, and I am interviewing Katelyn Crall, who is in Hadestown, which is in Chicago, to the 16th, but to the 18th. But who are you in the play?
I play Fate 3 in the play, which is one of the Fates who are kind of the puppeteers of the show.
Okay, so you're around the whole play?
I am around the whole play. I never leave. I get to watch the whole thing go down.
Okay, now what do the Fates do? I know what Fate is, but...
What do the Fates do? They are kind of like the puppeteers. They are in charge of what happens in the show. They make everything happen, so they will push people to make decisions. They will kind of orchestrate all of the events that happen in the show.
Okay, so you guys know what's going to happen to the characters in advance.
Way before they know what's going to happen.
So you're, kind of, do you guide them, or that's against the law of Fates?
I think we don't guide them. I think we clear the path. We allow them to make their choices. I think characters like Hermes and more like nurturing characters will guide them and nurture them, and we just kind of give them a heavy push out the door or into the underworld or something like that. We're a little crueler than a regular god, yeah.
Okay, so you're like gods.
Yes, but we are more powerful than gods.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay, so how did you get the role?
How did I get the role? I auditioned in New York for many, many years for this one, in different iterations of it, and then this tour came around and it worked out. Just got it easily.
Okay, so you're like the veteran of the cast?
I wouldn't say I'm the veteran. I'm nowhere near the oldest, but I'm around. Yeah.
Okay, so how many Broadway plays have you done?
This is my first tour.
Okay, your first tour.
Yeah.
So how did you get it? You said did they tell you were going to Chicago, or you were part of the touring company, or how was that arranged?
Yeah, we're part of the tour. The tour is arranged all in encompassing. So we have a million different stops that we go to, this being the last one. So I've been a part of the company since August, and I've gone to every single stop that we've been on, and this is the last one.
Okay. Oh, this is the last one.
This is the last one, yeah.
Okay, so what comes after this?
After this, I go back to New York City. I'm going to start auditioning again. I have my other jobs that I work, so just a little more time to myself.
Okay, so what do you do in New York when you're not touring?
I teach. I play lots of instruments, so I arrange things. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, but mainly I teach.
Okay, so you teach drama?
I do.
Okay, so what would your advice be to some of your students if they want to do what you're doing?
Think long and hard about if it is really the only thing that you can do. It is a very difficult career path. My advice would be to stay true to yourself, to never, change your morals or your moral compass to anyone else. And to follow your passions. Follow your passions, but only if it brings you happiness.
Okay, what would you say to your younger self if you could talk to her?
Say, keep on doing what you're doing, girl. I'm happy with where I am, and I think my younger self would be happy too.
Okay, so where did your paradigm shift start? Do you remember, because I asked this to everybody I interview, do you remember when you decided, I may teach, I may be a policeman, I may be something else, but what I want to do is be in theater? Yeah,
I've always known I wanted to do this. There's always been the possibility, I could, do this, I could do that, but I always go back to theater. And I was very lucky to have two incredibly supportive parents who never said, well, maybe not, maybe try something else. So I don't think the paradigm ever shifted. It stayed the same course, and life is long and life is varied. So I think you can do theater and teach. You can do theater and pursue other passions. You know, you can do many, many things in your life, and I'm gonna do many things in my life, including theater.
Okay. So you decided when you were young.
Yes, when I was very young.
Okay, what's the first thing you did actively?
It was like a production of Annie, the musical, when I was a little kid.
Where were you in?
I was not Annie. I was like orphan number 27, but I was there. Yeah.
Okay, give me a brief synopsis of Hadestown.
Hadestown is a folk opera about the stories of Hades and Eurydice, Orpheus and Persephone. They're epic love stories that are intertwining together, and you have to stick around to see how it ends.
Okay, so Hadestown is CIBC Theater. You're here to the 18th. What would you suggest an audience member coming? And is it for all?
It is for absolutely everyone. You do not need to know anything about Greek mythology. You just need to come, have a good time, come with a loved one, or come by yourself. When I first saw Hadestown, I came by myself and I cried like a baby. I recommend that. Just show up with an open mind.
Okay, it's children friendly.
I would say ages maybe 10 and above.
Okay,
10 and above. It's a little wordy.
Okay, so it's a little word.
Yes.
Okay, so Hadestown, you're Katelyn
Crall.
Hey, thank you for
Thank you
interviewing me.
very much.
And thank you for coming. Your first time in Chicago.
It is my first time in
Are
Chicago.
you enjoying the city?
I'm loving it so far. I've been here 2 days, but I'm loving it so far.
Okay, so you only been here.
Yeah, I know. I'm still getting to know everything.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to the city.
Thank you very
and
much.
thank you for the
Appreciate it.
interview.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Of course.